Hello guys, welcome to another grand interesting video on your Leansimcorp channel. And in this today's video, we are going to understand, how to connect Flexsim to Omniverse, and then we are going to create something in Flexsim and going to test it live in Omniverse environment. Okay. So this is going to be a series of Nvidia only, where we are going to have this an add-on where we are going to connect it with a new software or a software that is Flexsim, and we are going to test our simulations into Nvidia Omniverse environment. Okay, so we are going to understand step by step what are the things you should be requiring, what are your basics checklist, and how you are going to do the stuff and how it works. Okay, if you look at this is our Flexsim screen, and when I would open the Omniverse launcher, this is how I'm going to just launch the USD composer that is going to be our Omniverse environment. I'll just open that would be our stage for the creation and stuffs like that. So I'll just bring that here onto our screen, which is our going to be a Omniverse environment. Okay, this is our USD composer screen. So when we talk about, we are going to require the Omniverse USD composer, and then you will be requiring your local server setup via Nvidia Nucleus. So let me know if you need those videos in the comment section, so I can bring videos on how to set up your Nvidia Omniverse environment. Okay, so we are assuming that Nucleus, you can set up your local host, and then you have installed the Omniverse USD composer. Okay, assuming these two things, we are now going to begin. So what do we see here? This is nothing but the stage of our Omniverse environment. Okay, so you see here my local host is already created, and here in the projects I'm going to create one USD stage file, which I'm going to then import into Flexsim. Okay, so now let us go into your Nvidia assets, and let me type here the warehouse environment. Anything you can take in, but this is the most easiest thing you can do. Okay, when I will just show you inside, this is how the warehouse is going to look from inside. Okay, this is how the warehouse looks from inside in our Nvidia USD composer. Okay, now what we need to do, the basic things what we are going to do now is basically we are going to place in the lights. Okay, we are going to bring in the lights, and we are going to drag those to our warehouse top. Okay, and then what we are going to do is we are going to increase its intensity, or you can say the luminosity. Okay, and this is how when you fit in a light inside this warehouse, it is going to look like. Okay, so what we are going to do, or what we are doing, is nothing but we are just setting up a stage for our Flexsim simulation model building. Okay, so say this is the warehouse in which we are supposed to bring in our simulation environment. Let me put in some limits. So what I'm going to do is I am just placing a cube over here. Okay, so this cube comes in here. Let us place it here. Okay, we will be placing the objects in between these. Okay, and then another cube which is being coming here. Okay, so let me just look how it looks. Okay, rotating it, right? Yes, let me get a proper angle for this. Yes, here it is. So we have this to limits in which we will be doing a simulation model building. Okay, so talking about checklist, we have our Nvidia Nucleus server setup, that is localhost, you can see. Then we have USD composer installed, and that's working. We have edited and created our stage file here. Now let us save this stage file, save this stage file here itself, where I'll just put it like Flexsim Omniverse. Okay, Flexsim Omniverse USD file. So I'm just saving this USD file. Now we have this Flexsim Omniverse USD file. Okay, When we'll open now the Flexsim, it's a complete blank screen, right? If you see here, let us drag a USD stage in here. Okay, so we have a USD stage now drawn in the Flexsim environment. Okay, and now what we need to do is we need to pull in that stage file here in our Flexsim. So how we are going to do? So when you want to pull this stage file in the Flexsim, you need to click on that file, copy your URL link, and you need to go in the Flexsim, paste it here, where you on bottom of the stage here, you need to paste in the URL, click in the model environment or model background here. So now what is happening is the USD stage file is getting loaded, and it has been loaded. So if you see, whatever things we did are now available in Flexsim. You can see, the warehouse and each and every entity is available here. If you want to select these individuals, you need to have this select prisms to be checked. So prims. So you need to select the prims, then only you can select this object here. And I'll just show you. Now what I'll do is I'll just move this here. So when you look into this is how your USD file looks in Omniverse, and this is how it looks in Flexsim. Now when I will just move this backwards here, that's any updates are done here in Flexsim will not be replicated here as well. Why? Because we haven't connected this live. So this is not live yet. So you will not be able to see whatever is going to happen here. Okay. But most probably when you are going to save this, when you're going to save this, and when you're going to double click and open this, you are supposed to see the changes in the USD file. Now this is moved backwards. Okay. So currently there are two major stages to understand in Omniverse and Flexsim. Okay. So there is one concept of USD stage files, okay, which you can save and then import here and there, and you will get the updates onto there. Okay. And the another thing is the live sessions, where in the live sessions, you can see our Flexsim simulation model running, and that has been replicated into the Omniverse. You can also move these objects, okay, in the live, and you can visualize those, but those are not saved onto your USD stage, okay. So you need to be in a USD stage mode in order to change that, edit that, and then save that. Changes in the live are not, saved. Now, what are you going to do? Let us bring in our source. Let us drag in our source here. Let us drag in our queue here. Okay, I'm just dragging the queue again in the USD stage file, the processor, okay, and then another queue out here. Okay, now what we have done is, if you see, we have all these elements coming in here. Okay, so we have created a Flexsim environment thing in our USD stage file. Right? Let me just save this. Okay, let me just save this. And here, if you see, base USD files have been changed. Please fetch the changes. Fetch it here, and you will be seeing your Flexsim entities coming into the Omniverse USD composer. Okay, you can see our processor, you can see our queues, you can see our source now available as the object entities in the Omniverse. Okay. Yes, and there was one more queue which is been missing out here. Okay, so let me just check that out. Okay, so this is how it is looking. So if you see, we have Q1, we have processor, but we have two Q1s. Is it? No. So we need another queue here, which is again a Q1. If I just delete this, okay, so this is how it is going to be. So we haven't saved the USD stage file yet. Okay, and what I want to do is, let me just reopen this. Okay, I'm just putting this don't save. I'm having these Flexsim entities coming out here. Okay, that means that this is being saved with my USD file. So let me do this one thing. What I'll do is, I'll just copy this environment now, copy URL link from here, and I'll paste it in here. Okay, I'm pasting it here, and let's see what happens. We have that queue coming back again. You saw that, and the queue which we added is now not there. Let me just zoom that out. Okay, now this is what we have. If I just reset and run, let me check whether we are able to see the boxes. Okay, yes. Now let me connect this here. Now if I just reset and run, does it go there? Yes. So this is what we have done. So we have created a Flexsim environment onto our Omniverse stage. Okay.